everybody, welcome back to PSGL. George Morgan here and Jack Bennett. All the lights are currently lit here on track, and it is go, go, go!
Down through the Mercedes teammate.
Denoso with a crafty manoeuvre up the inside. Masterclass from the Chilean.
Crucial championship points on offer here.
Do not count out Danny Berezne.
Longe has done the job. This is for the win between these two.
Freddie Rasmussen wins the United States Grand Prix.
Alfie Butcher wins for the first time ever. Lucas Blakely takes the championship. It's Barry Foreman.
Jarno Opmeer is your champion.
Ladies and gentlemen, apologies for the slightly delayed start to this broadcast. That was due to some lobby invite issues, but we are here, and it is time for another social race for PSGL. It is the start, well, the pre-season for season 37, and well, it is, this is Lobby 2. Lobby 1 has already been and done, but this is the only broadcasted event that we will be having tonight, but we head to Brazil, F1 World Cars, due to unequal car performance, and equal in the commentary box too, because alongside me is the one, the only, the lovely Logan Skelton. Firstly, whilst the first laps of qualifying get underway, how are you, Logan?
So. I'm excited for tonight, but what are these cars? Is this some kind of fashion show going on? Is this a submission to a contest for a livery design that Red Bull are running or something? Because these aren't the liveries we were given for the game.
Yeah, a bit of an interesting one as we get through the start of qualifying. And, as I'm sure everyone is well aware, obviously, equal performance not being quite so equal. Alpine apparently being the fastest. They dearly wish that was the case in real life.
Yeah,
but
really?
qualifying underway, and your own, who is currently first, but no one set a lap time, is going to come across the line and set the very first lap time of this session, and it is a 1:06.905. Not a bad start for him. Plenty of drivers in this session going to be looking for some good laps, good performance, as Ryan takes to the top of the timesheets there, but followed by Gustav R there, who takes it even higher. The first lap's coming onto the board nicely. Luca Rapassa about to come up to the line now, as well as really getting the start of this session. Volokongen goes up into second place. Luca Rapassa will be next across the line now. He will go only fourth there with a 1:06.838, but to begin with, lap time's very competitive. Already a driver out though.
Yeah, Ian van Oonen, who was in the last social race last week, has went off. I think that is just after the City of the Lago, where his cars disappeared, so I assume that is the case. So 10 drivers make that. I was about to say 9 that have set a lap right now, including Gustav R, Volokongen, Luca Rapassa, Ren Sorensen. An all-star lineup here tonight. I've overseen lots of these drivers here, and I'm going to probably be doing that for the next few months if they can get this game fixed. So I have no idea how they cannot get equal cars to be equal. It just boggles my mind.
Yeah, very confusing stuff indeed. But Brando about to come up to the line. And, well, I mean, this is as close to equal as you get. The same design of cars too, just the livery. The only thing they're really changing. But Brando up to the line, and he'll go 5th place in this qualifying session. A good start for him. Plenty of these drivers showed some good pace last time out during the first couple social races. And now it's going to be interesting to see who carries that pace and momentum forward. We've had a week further to really delve into the core of this game, understand it a bit better, and now this is going to be a little bit more representative in terms of who's where, who's hot and who's not. Well, plenty of drivers in this session getting very good initial lap times as Jamie peels his way into the pit lane. He doesn't set a lap time, and Tom is about to begin his. But first run's underway. A good initial benchmarker from Gustav, a 106.463, the time to beat from this entire field. Not a bad start at all.
Not a bad one at all. Ren Thomason has said he's had a, what's it called, 0.4 banker, he says. His time was a 106.9. Oh, I think he's trying to reference to Gustav, who set a 106.463. That's a pretty decent time around these vicinities. Of course, Interlagos, right slap bang in the middle of a community in South America, but Sao Paulo, of course, has held the Brazilian Grand Prix, with the exception of 2020, every year since, I believe, 1989, I think? Or was it 1990? It was definitely 1990, 89 or 90, but I can't quite remember, because no, 88 was the last one at Jacapaga in Rio.
Currently 19th with an Alpine esports livery on his car. Tom is about to come round the final bend of this lap up to the line. You'll keep it as left as you can just to have the shortest run to the line, and that shortest run to the line means he's only a 10th off Gustav. Goes second on the grid. Volokongan, his Shazoo teammate, currently in behind him, but a good start for Team Shazoo, I suppose, in this qualifying session. If we were doing it as a team championship such as E-Series, then maybe you'd be looking at Shazoo going, oh, put my money on them, or even LR, but plenty of time for this timing tower to change as we get those second laps beginning to get underway. Only two drivers yet to set a lap time that are still participating in this session. Jamie, who's in the pit lane, and Mako, who is currently 19th on an out lap, but plenty of drivers beginning hot laps now as Volokongan sets on his second charge here. Take us away. Let's take this lap with Volokongan.
Coming through the city of Lago now, just on the edge of the track before heading into what I call the infield of this track, the twistiest part of the circuit. Slow down to 6th gear, gets onto the curb, then slowing right down into 3rd gear. Got to be careful not to cut this corner, it's very easy to do so, but gets out there very nicely. Then a slight left-hander before going down into 3rd gear again. He nearly locks it up, coming out of the corner before heading down to the infamous, is that Glock corner? Yes, it's Young Cow, and then into the final corner belong this long stretch, which goes around a winding left corner before getting on the curb a little before approaching that. Oh, he's come in. He's not very happy with that lap Byron, and he's cut the entire pit lane entry, which are technically not supposed to do, but I think they get away with it quite easily here. Gustav has been invalidated. Oscar, who has a completely naked carbon fiber car, I'm not kidding, it is completely carbon fiber, no paint whatsoever. He must have had a very slow budget, where he's trying to gain a lot of time by not using any paint. The meta. Oscar goes third with a time that's only 0.142, shy of Gustav's provisional pole time. And all but Jamie, and of course Ian, who's decided not to set a lap, well, actually, he crashed, I do apologise, have set a time, with Lifeboats surprisingly being the worst of the bunch, a 1:07.6.
Yeah, very interesting not to see him more towards the top of the timesheet. You got to wonder if there was a mistake on his lap, but he's invalidated the one he was currently on, as well as Sieb comes up to the line. He's currently 15th. Dearly would love an improvement higher up the order, but doesn't get any third places gained. But 2 times improved, not a bad time for him. The entire field very, very close at the moment. 1st to 15th, 0.6 of a second. Roughly that gap, so very close margins between the grid as things stand. Jamie, who's the only driver not to set a lap time in this session currently, he's on an out lap, so he'll be looking to try and get somewhere representative in a couple of moments time. But plenty of drivers doing a good job to handle this circuit on a different slightly altered handling model as well. Some people think it's better, some people think it's worse. You're never going to appease everyone, but certainly Finlay, who's currently 16th, goes only 14th, so maybe not liking the handling model changes all too much. But someone who could possibly be liking them is Cameron Dowds. He's improving by a small margin through Sector 2. He's coming up to end his flying lap. He's, well, about a 10th down from the car in front, so he needs to find a little bit of time in this final sector, which it really is only a corner. It's flat out from there, but he does gain about a 10th and a half. That takes him up to 6th. Cameron's dad in the chat. He's certainly going to be happy with a 6th place there, and, well, might be hunting for even more, because he's only a couple tenths away from pole. Really, anything is on the cards for anyone. The margin's so fine.
No, Cameron's dad, if you're that thrilled with your son, how about you drive the car for one race only? That would be fun. Anyway, yes. Of course, we've got quite an all-star lineup, as we said tonight. Of course, Lifeboat, Brando, and the likes have all been in the commentary, well, in the league I've commentated on last year, F3 in PlayStation. It was a lot of fun. Won by Jesler, who won a grand total of 0 races on his way to the title, which is quite funny because Brando, about halfway through, who left and got promoted, had 53 points to Jesler's 76, and that included 2 wins and a 2nd place. So if Brando didn't get promoted, I don't think that Jesler would be even close to Brando. No offense to Jesler, well done to him, of course, last year, but yeah. That's all I'm going to say on the matter. And yes, about the handling, yeah, it's quite weird in this game. I don't know why they changed it. I don't know what was wrong with it. I get they wanted to try and upgrade it. I guess it didn't work. But there you go. What they should have done is had some of the old tracks or cars in the game.
Very interesting indeed. But this qualifying getting really nicely underway. Jamie is trying to begin and get a representative lap time on the board. He's only got a 1 minute 16 to his name as things stand, which is a really poor lap time. Really about 10 seconds off the pace of what we'll be seeing towards the end of this qualifying session. But everyone mostly out on track. Gustav is coming around the final bend now up to the line. He's improving by over a 10th of a second here. Could he take it even higher than where he is now? He absolutely does. It's a 106.389 for him. As plenty of drivers set to follow now, as Oscar, who's currently residing in that 3rd place, will be looking to improve and take himself up the order too. He'll be coming across the line in a couple of moments' time, but as is Volakongan, and Volakongan's on an absolute barnstormer, a 10th and a half improved. Could he challenge the current pace being set by Gustav as he comes through the final couple of bends on this hot lap? He does not come and set the end of that lap. He was improving by a 10th and a half, but clearly not worth setting as he comes and peels off into the pit lane. Oscar up to the line, his all-carbon fibre car. Will it bring him lap time and performance? It brings him a slight improvement, but not enough to take him up to 2nd. But it is currently Shazoo in 2nd, 3rd and 4th. Not looking bad for them at all, but Gustav take a bow. What a lap time from him, and I'm noticing that Jamie's got himself up the order. He's got himself to 10th, and I see there a spin. Was that Gustav?
Yeah, Gustav nearly hit. I can't get to Gustav for some reason. It's not letting me. Gustav nearly hit one of the other drivers. I'm not sure who that was. Might have been a Jamie or Oscar. No, it would have to be either Jamie or one of the other cars that was near him. But that was a close call for Gustav there. He almost got completely destroyed in that corner. Steve's on a lap. He needs to improve. He's only 7 tenths down, but he does need to improve. He is last of those still in the session. Only Oscar is also on the track. He's not setting a time. Ryan is on a lap, but he's just a little down. He's finding some improvement in the 2nd and 3rd sectors. Lifeboat's going to be coming in the pits after failing to set another lap. Remains 13th. So just the 2 drivers on the track. Yes, he got to the line and doesn't improve.
Not great for him. But Ryan,
No.
again, as you said, Sector 1 slightly down on where he wanted to be, but now coming up to the end of Sector number 2, he is improving by a small margin. A purple Sector 2, according to the game. Whether that's true or not will remain to be seen, but he comes up to the line now. Will he come into the pit lane and change that set of tyres? He absolutely does. He's realised there's only about 3 minutes left on the clock. He needs to change those tyres, get back out, as now the onslaught comes onto the track. Volokongan leads the field. 3 minutes or so left on the clock here, and well, now all these drivers are going to come out onto the track to begin their final flying runs, and Volokongan leads the field out of that pit lane. And well, everyone else set to follow these final laps. Gonna be carnage, gonna be chaos. Gustav, he's on provisional pole as things stand, but will he stay there? That is the question I think that we need to pose. Logan, bets for pole. Do you think it's Gustav, or do you think someone else has got a chance?
It's going to be quite tough to topple Gustav, but whoever does deserves it. And I cannot even pick a winner out of these. Because, of course, this is just a social race. It's a brand new game, brand new physics, brand new model. It's too early to call in this season. And, of course, I'm usually wrong on about 99% of my predictions. So I'm just probably going to abstain from a vote here. But Volokongan is starting on his lap now. Coming out of the first corner. He's already invalidated. Unbelievable.
Wow,
What a horrible start.
A safety net there being given for Volokongan. He has got time to take that as another secondary outlap and hopefully go back out again. But someone who won't necessarily have that luxury is Ryan, who's currently 15th. Needs a desperate improvement here. He's in the 107s. Most of the field in the 106s. He needs a small improvement to get in there. And he's improving by 1/10 of a second there through the first sector, just under. So, not looking too bad at all. So, come through sector number 2. Very nice here through these corners, and now building towards the end of it. He will now take this sector to timing. Is he improving by good margins? 2.5 of a second now. This could take him quite far up the field if he gets an improvement in this third sector. 2 could be 10th as things stand. Can he get any higher than that, though? He'll hug it to the left-hand side, as you will, as you wish, and up to the line for him. He goes third. What an improvement for him. Ryan really setting a good lap time here. Oscar looking to do the same in that all-carbon fiber car. Yes, Oscar.
My name's not Oscar. Tom has went off the track. He is not going to be setting another time. Sorry about that. When looking at Cameron Dowds, he's on a lap. I'm not sure who's coming to the line right now. I believe that's Volokongan on another lap. Yes, another lap. One driver that is coming to the line now is Diogo Silva and X Finley on their laps. And Rens Thomason is on his lap as well. I should mention he's getting a bit of a tow and goes up to 5th. I don't know if he's going to do another lap. Oh, he's going to do another lap. He's got enough fuel to do one.
Yeah, absolutely. But Oscar goes up to second place there. I did just see him, and that's why I called you Oscar, because I was looking at his time and his pace, and he was not doing too bad at all. As you mentioned, Volokongan, you know, he invalidated, but he got the opportunity to go for a second push lap, and that's exactly what he's done. He's most of the way through it now. Quite surprisingly, as now he'll build his way.
Just as validated.
Oh, that is shocking for the current poleman. Can anyone topple what he has set as Cameron Dowles goes up to 6th? Volokongan searching for an improvement. He's found an improvement. 1.5 there. Could be a mighty lap here from Volokongan as Jeroen goes up to second place there and takes himself onto the front row provisionally. But now Volokongan will take himself up to the line. Where can he go in this qualifying session? He goes only 6th place. Rens Thomason, as you said, not improving. Tom is improving marginally as he was able to back off and take a second out lap, cool down lap, whatever you want to call it. And well, he's improving through Sector 1, coming up to Sector 2, improving by a small margin there as well, as now he'll come up and round here, and he's bending the wall! What a crash that is! I've never seen a crash quite that severe so far on this game. And now, pretty much everyone has set a lap time. I think everyone has set a lap time. Actually, Mako is coming up to the line now, 18th place. Can he improve? He goes 15th there. So the entire field separated by 6/10 of a second. Well, what a qualifying session. You cannot fault it in the slightest there. What a start to this weekend. What a start to this action that we've got. It's Gustav on pole position as things stand, but plenty of time for all of those things to change. I don't think we get any lobby restarts or anything to hinder any chance of this being really, really exciting. Just brilliant stuff here in this qualifying session. Gustav on pole position, Jeroen in second, Oscar third, Tom fourth, Ryan fifth, Volakongan sixth, Rens Thomason seventh, Cameron Dowds eighth, Ryan and Luca Rapassa rounding out that all-important top 10.
I don't think we're getting Armateo as scheduled. It's too late for him now anyway. Someone said, is Jarno racing? Well, Sarah Devitt, yes he is, but not tonight. There. Got you in the first half.
You did indeed get him in the first half, and well, good opportunity. Definitely doesn't work right now because it's set up for two. You know, Logan's not actually got his camera, but opportunity to I've somehow made myself appear twice.
Yeah, a bit camera shy today, sorry guys.
Logan is feeling camera shy, but it's fine. We love Logan all the same, and well, I've made myself fit into a box. We make it work. But qualifying really brought some wonder, really did provide some surprises, and I'm a bit interested to see what this race is going to throw at us when we get this underway in a couple of moments' time. You saw qualifying, Logan. Who is your pick for this race win? Who do you think is going to take it when those 5 red lights go out? Who do you think has got this one?
Well, but we're going already. Jeez, peeps. That was quick.
That was going to happen that quick. It's 5 red lights here in Sao Paulo, and it is lights out, and away we go. Gustav does get off the line very well. Look at the squirming towards turn number 1. Really, people trying to defend position or defend fresh air in some cases, as Tom then gets himself ahead of Oscar there through turn number 1, through the S section. I believe we're going to have a few little touchy moments towards the back of this field, but looking very clean as we now head down towards turn number 3 on this lap. I believe it's turn 4 actually. I'm a bit wrong there on the corner name, but forgive me as I see some weird particles coming off. A bit of contact, wheel-to-wheel banging. This game is quite something, but this first lap of racing, very fierce, very good indeed as Rens Thomason there battles with Volakongan. A great start for some of these drivers in this field. Looking at Cameron Dowds, he's gained 1 or 2 places, I think, on this opening lap, so not a bad start for him as Kaya battles there with Ryan over 12th place as things stand. Ryan taking that place nicely and well as we get towards the end of lap 1. It is Gustav, well, 6 tenths out of front. If he's able to do that for another lap, DRS is going to be of no aid to any of these drivers.
And it's activated this lap. As you know, there's a new rule this year. The second lap is when the DRS is activated, or enabled, I should say. Just looking at the tyres, only Brando is on the soft tyre. Everyone else either going mediums and hard. So Brando has a chance to get up the order, but he's got to do it fast because these tyres go out very, very quickly here into Lagos. He's going on the outside, off Volakongan, tries it, goes off the track at the City of the Lago. Can't get the position for now. He's going to try it at the next window of opportunity, however. Coming around to 5th gear, and then is he going to try and execute a move here? No, he's not. He's decided to opt out, and there's a lot of lucking up, and I think that's the meta, as there's a move here coming from Luca Rapassa against Ryan for 9th place, but it looks like Ryan is going to win it out until they get to the next corner. Rapassa going to try and win this coin flip, and he still can't do it. Now he has. He's got it there. So that's Luca Rapassa up to 9th place. Meanwhile, the top 7 all on medium tyres. Only 2 drivers outside the top 8 that are using medium tyres are Macho and Sieb, with everyone else on the hards. They're going to try and see if they can lengthen their stint on the first run as they all come across the lines for lap number 3. And it's a challenge for the lead, Byron.
Yes, indeed, your own there, really getting towards this as there's a speeding penalty there in order to
He's
retire
given up already.
in this race. He gave up in qualifying, gave up in the race, may as well have not shown up, but they're definitely going to be closer for the lead as DRS being enabled so early on really allows your own to keep close to the back of the field as there's obviously a flashing yellow because
my eyes.
yes, if you have seizures or have epilepsy, look away now, but nonetheless a good start in this race for most of the field. Not a bad getaway as you said, your own really wanted to try and get his way into this race lead as now we head into Junkao, or as some people would say it, Felipe Massa corner, which I do like as an idea. But now we come towards the end of this lap time as we come through turn number 15 here, and wow.
Got a lead challenge.
Yes,
it's Jeroen and Gustav. It's 3 wide, possibly. Tom's getting in the mix as well. He's ahead of Gustav. Gustav's lost 2 positions already after just 3 laps, and looks like Finley's going to give up the ghost. Just better to mention, the speeding pit lane penalty is now 10 seconds, increased from 5, so they're being very harsh now as we challenge for the lead again. It's Gustav and Tom, but nothing coming out of it. It's just Tom staying ahead. Something is wrong with the City de Lago's exit there. Needs fixing. Jeroen leads with 33 laps to go.
Yeah, absolutely. So much time for things to change in this order. Really, a lot of laps here in a traditional race. 72 in ours, only 36, but 36 opportunities for this race lead to change, and it has done now for the first time as Gustav obviously lost those 2 places, and Jeroen took his way to the top of the timesheets as Ryan there gets himself back ahead of Kaya there and back up to 12th place. But he needs to try and get ahead and catch back up to the back of Mako here as Brando, his tyres will start to fall off relatively quickly, but Volokongan is looking to get himself ahead of Rens Thomason here. He gets himself up comfortably ahead here as there's a challenge. Cameron Dowds, he's got himself ahead of Oscar there as well. So plenty of movement here in the early stages of this race, and it is really the movement towards the top that is the most interesting, but so much movement regardless. It's going to be really difficult to keep your eyes across all of this action as once again, dodgy particles, Destino de Lago, who knows, so random, but nonetheless the action is going to be a lot less random and a lot more fun and exciting as there a little love tap on the back from Gustav on the back of Tom, and a 3-second time penalty for Luca Rapace. That is unlucky for him.
Yeah, we're still being brutal on those penalties. You know the drill. 3 strikes and you're out. You're getting a penalty. And it's for every 3 penalties, not every 3 warnings, not after every warning after the first one. So it's kind of different to the real F1, but, you know, probably to keep it competitive, perhaps. Encourage some aggressive driving. And speaking of aggressive driving, we've got several cars fighting for the lead here. It could be anyone's game, and it's going to be Jeroen that's going to get ahead of Tom. I think that's a tactical move. No challenge from Jeroen. He's going to go for it on the back stretch, down to the City de Lago, out of the Center S. So from out we go. Of course, the curbs in tribute to the Ayrton Center, of course. It's been laid around to celebrate, well, not really celebrate, to, you know, remember for 30 years of their bit of a argy-bargy pushing war going on between Tom and Jeroen. Jeroen cannot get ahead, and now he's at risk of being overtaken by Gustav R. Tom now leads the race ahead of Jeroen and Gustav R. Cameron Dowds, of course, who once got a podium in the elite tier, the top flight, against the likes of Jarno Opmeer and Barry Burremand, won by Istvan Pukki, by the way. Finley, who got a 10-second penalty for pitting, I think, for damage, still going, and it's still anyone's race to go. Brando's not making any progress now. He's stuck in 8th, and is only 4 tenths away from Rent, but nothing coming out of it.
Yeah, really disappointing for him. Not being able to use those soft tyres versus the mediums ahead of him to much effect. But nonetheless, we head on to lap number 7. Now there's a yellow flag towards the back as Luca Rapace is, well,
for the lead.
Yeah,
the lead, sorry, Byron.
No,
and Renz is out.
Wow.
Renz is out. What's happened here? He's retired in the pits. What's happened?
I think he got a penalty for speeding the pit lane and promptly retired, but Jeroen into the race lead. Tom up into that 2nd place. Gustav into third as there's a battle back behind between Rayan and Mako there. For 9th place is, well, once again, the yellow flag coming out in Sector 1, and that is just Ferenc Thomason, who has retired from this race. Nonetheless, though, the action across this field doing very, very good as Brando falls his way out of the DRS versus those ahead. So, bit of a difficult one here for your Brando. He's on soft tires, a little bit more warm. You can tell the pace isn't there anymore, and unfortunately for him, it is really falling away quite quickly. But Tom, his pace in those mediums going to be very, very nice. And now with that DRS versus Jerome out in front, maybe looking to try and challenge this one. But look at the way that they ever so cautious when they go through the San S's, and now through Curva del Sol and down the Reta Reposta. And well, this is surely Tom's overtake to make, but keep an eye on Gustav R in behind, and well, both of them elect not to make the overtake on this particular occasion as they head through Destino del Lago once more. Plenty of time for this to change, but these top three do not want to give up this race lead very easily.
And they don't want to hang around either, because those laps, they go by very, very quickly. Oh, whoa! Haroun almost lost it, nearly Tom did as well. And that's Gustav R fighting. What is going on? Anarchy in Interlagos, and Cameron Dowds is going to capitalise, and he's going to get ahead. Gustav now down to 5th, and now he's putting his hand up in anger as, there, that was about to happen. Yeah, Oscar spun. It's got too aggressive, and now he's down to 8th. Brando gets past, and Rayani behind him, nearly sliding out of the race. And now, Oscar well down the order, and Huron's still in the lead, somehow.
Yes, absolutely. Chaos and carnage there on lap number 8, but now on lap 9, Cameron Dallas, he made up a few places there, but imagine if there were real stewards in this, because Gustav R would be hanging his head in shame, because that was very questionable, forcing the driver out wide there. Oscar, torrid scenario for him, unfortunately, but will try and do his best to recover from the situation on hand. But Jeroen does continue to lead the way ahead of Tom and Cameron Downs, who's made his way up into 3rd. And well, that is one man who will definitely be very, very happy, as Kaya, I believe, has had a spin towards the back and now finds themselves down in 15th place. But this race beginning to unfold, and a bit more carnage coming into the equation, which who doesn't love a bit of carnage to really add a bit of variety to this race. And well, Cameron Downs getting himself into the top 3 certainly does a good chunk of that, as now Tom will try his hand for the race lead once more. He'll pull alongside and pulls ahead just about by the braking zone versus Jeroen, and now makes his way up into that P1 spot. But plenty of battling up and down the order as Brando now battles with Rayan.
Kaya's retired from the session, by the way, but now the battle's starting to continue up at the top and at the back as well. Macho, oh dear, Macho having a collision there with Rayan and off the grass, and he's retired on the track now. In normality, that would be a penalty, but I think they'll let him off, considering it's just a fun run, let's say. Of course, reputations are somewhat on the line, but there's nothing at stake here. It's just, getting the grips of the game. Think of it as the dress rehearsal to the season 37 that's coming up very, very, very soon. Keep on watch for some future announcements from our lovely admin Connor. As the leaders come through now, it is going to be the end of the first 10 laps and on to the next 10 as Tom and Jeroen come to the line, half the second apart, dragging down the stretch, and there's a move possibly for Gustav R trying to get back into the podium places, but he's not close enough. But behind him, that's Walt Holland and Woodward Pasa, and somehow they keep it together, and Brando has lost 2 positions. It's just getting from bad for worse for Brando. He thought this tyre strategy would work. It has done the polar opposite, I'm afraid, as the battles continue on for the lead, but not going to work. Tom stays ahead in the lead, and now Briani is trying to... What is going on with that? Did they test the City of the Lago before we got on? Because it is not acting the way it should.
No, very sporadic this game as to when it doesn't elect to work, but nonetheless, the racing has definitely been very good between all these drivers, and well, very interesting to see, you know, the pace of these drivers and how different it is to what you may expect. And well, Tom is trying to do his best, I think, to try and pull a DRS advantage here ahead of your own, but not quite able to do it along the two very long DRS zones here, both of which give you a great opportunity to slipstream as Brando into the pit lane off those soft tyres. Good riddance for them, because they were not delivering performance at all. And now your own will try his hand once more down the straight.
Don't think he's going to be close enough though, but Volakongan might. No, he's not close enough either, so they remain the same after that backstretch run. A C right behind as well as Brando starting to make his way out. Lifeboat will... Oh, he's got a penalty as well, again, so it's not going very well for the PSF3 runner-up. Can't seem to be getting anything going tonight. Cameron Dowds now trying to get inside of Huron, who are running the same car. No, they're not running the same car. It's Tom and Cameron that are running the same car. And now it could be an Albini Sports 1-2-3. 1-2, sorry. Oh! A slide! How has he kept that together? This guy, is he only 13, 14? I can't remember. He's the Luke Littler of this league, definitely.
Absolutely, so young, but so much pace as Gustav R comes into the pit lane, as does Volakongan. Oscar, but look at the penalties.
Come on, guys. I thought we talked about this in the interim.
Yeah, absolutely. The penalties coming in very harshly as well, you might argue, but look at this. Gustav R and Oscar, Volakongan, sorry, both picking up penalties there in the pit lane. Difficult stuff for both of them, as Tom, Yaron, and Cameron Dowds might be breathing a little sigh of relief now, because they know that Gustav R and Volakongan are being penalised heavily for their speeding into that pit lane, unfortunately for both of them, but that is the hand they were dealt. They sped just a little bit, pushed it a bit too much. Is 10 seconds a bit harsh? Maybe, but nonetheless. Your own, once again, a little snap. So difficult for him in this race, but so many drivers pushing to the absolute limits and extremities of their car, and well, Cameron Dowds really is pushing the boat out here, and someone who isn't is life out.
Yeah, another penalty for him. I guess this handling model's too hot to handle as the leaders are coming into pit. So hopefully they don't get a penalty this time. No one!
There's Wing! I've seen Wing in the pit lane. I think Yaron has
no.
lost a bit of his front wing here on Tom ahead. This could be bad.
Dear. And another penalty.
He has.
Yeah, he has.
It's an end plate.
Oh dear. And they've not changed the wing. He's going to have to come in again.
Oh,
Jamie's given up after seeing that he's lost his penalty. Sorry. Volakongan and Gustav are having a little battle as the pitters come filtering through. Now, where are they going to rejoin? There's both got DRS, and they're side by side as they come intertwining into the back stretch. Very dangerous stuff. And that is Huron going wide. It's just getting worse for him now. Not only has he got his penalty, he's got everyone passing him. Now, he should have been a lot more careful going into the pit lane.
Yeah,
that's a lot of damage. Damage has really slowed him down, Byron, and particles keep flying off anywhere. This is not a wedding. There is no confetti to be had until the podium.
Unfortunately for your own, the chances of that podium and of that confetti come the end have really dwindled. He was towards the top, but now he's not. And there is Rayan getting his way ahead of Ryan there. But that is, yet to pit, so not too representative. Sieb comes into the pit lane there and gets a penalty.
Come on, guys!
No one can seem to slow down for this pit lane here in Interlagos. I've done it plenty of times too.
Lifeboat's got a penalty!
He's called it quits, as is your own.
We're halfway!
We're halfway into the race. We got 8 drivers out. Social races are born to be practiced, but a little on the extreme side.
We get paid the grand total of $0 and 0 cents to do this, so it means a lot to us. We've sacrificed our non-existent pay to enjoy this entertainment, to talk over it. We get paid as much as George Morgan and Jack Cannan, And we do it because we do it for entertainment, not for ourselves. And this is happening. I mean, I don't like to criticize drivers ever, but is it just me or is Oprah Winfrey in the FIA stewards box? You get a penalty, you get a penalty, you get a penalty. Everybody gets a penalty. And Ryan's going to get a move. He's not got a penalty yet.
Yeah.
Sorry for my rant.
A little extreme, but nonetheless, you do move through the laps as Ryan will take his way up into second place provisionally in this race. But reminder, those ahead and towards the top are yet to pit as Cameron Dowd loses a place to Volokongan, but he's got slightly fresher tyres. He should be able to fight back down the straight. Brando gets himself a penalty too. If this was in season, you'd be looking at it with your head in your hands, but you've got to remember, being a social race, you know, it is just one of those things. Drivers don't necessarily commit to it quite as much, but those who do will definitely be reaping the rewards come the start of the season. And someone who has got a bit of a effort to try and reap the rewards of this one is Cameron Dowds, the man we're riding on board with now. Currently 8th place in this race behind Tom, Gustavar, and now Volokongan, who overtook him there. So he's got a little bit more work to do in this race to try and get the good positions as Ryan and Rayan battle once more. And I'm sure Rayan once more will try and make the re-overtake work down the straight.
Rayan and Ryan, yeah, I'm definitely not going to get those two confused. As they keep battling again, the two very similar name drivers swap positions. I'm not sure if this is a tactic for both. Temporary truce, as you say. Kind of like in NASCAR where you got drafting. It's possibly what could be going on. Of course, that's not impossible to do on this track. It's only usually during ovals where, you know, they're going around in circles at high speeds for all the time. We're down to 10 now! We're only halfway. At this rate, no one will be left and we'll be on the podium all alone with the trophy.
I mean, I wouldn't mind taking home the trophy come the end of this one, but
you don't get to keep it. You don't get to keep it.
Still left in this race, down to 10. Started with 19. You do wonder, but nonetheless.
We just put our best.
A glorified test session, realistically. But
yeah.
Those who do take it seriously, as I said, reap the rewards, and Ryan reaps the rewards of his hard work as he once again gets ahead of Rayan. But these two definitely working together tactically, I think, to try and lose as little time as possible. You look at how they've been...
Got a move coming on!
Yes.
Oh, he was thinking about it. Gustav on Tom. I was going to say, if no one finishes this race, I think we should both have both go on the podium in a Jarno Opmi or a Barry Burman cosplay and just get the champagne and the trophy and I'll spray that. And Tom losing position to Gustav there down the back stretch. Now he's in the provisional lead. Well, if you don't look at that penalty, I don't think it will matter because this is not for any stakes at all. It's for bragging rights, you see. So I guess take the on-track result as is, because there's no steward investigation unless you really do something stupid. Not like that, kind of, because he almost went for a move in there. I think he's trying to cosplay a state car. The kick car. That green car. And of course, the Alpine Esports is one of the preloaded, I think it's the DLC you get in the game, so that is no problem whatsoever. As he goes for a move on the outside, and they're going side by side. It's going to be 3 wide almost, but he does get through. Tom back into the provisional lead. Look where Passer got another 3-second penalty by him.
Yeah, really disappointing to see some of these drivers
3 wide
really picking up a lot
on the
of
back.
penalties, as we do very much nearly go 3 wide there as Brando retires. We're down to 9. When you thought it couldn't get any worse, it somehow does. And Gustavar, he continues to lead the way provisionally, but yeah, 9 drivers left in this race. Half the field, more than half the field now gone in this. You do really begin to wonder, but a 4-horse race out in front. Once those in front pit, Gustavar will lead the way ahead of Volokongan, Tom and Cameron Dowds. Heading on to lap number 20 now. Are we heading on to lap 20? Yes, we are just about to.
Yeah.
As Luca Rapasso does cross the line, begins lap number 20, and Gustav Art will now follow suit. He's got a bit of a defensive job to do, though, with Volokongan and Tom in behind us there. Diogo Silva comes into the pit lane, does nicely to actually slow it down for the pit limiter. That's a man who's thought strategically as, yes, a change for the lead once more. It's Volokongan out in front. He's another new race leader of this one. Tom in provisionally second place as Gustav Art takes what will be third place.
Maybe free wide.
Comes in as, yes, they will go through wide. And Lou,
oh.
and that is Tom, who had a little bit of a moment there, but Gustav Art will now have to battle side by side with Tom here as we head into Faruda there, and well, he has to try and hold this position as now Cameron Downs battles with Volokongan, and he gets that place very nicely there and up into what will be third place in this race. I mean, Tom out in front as things stand. Gustav Art doing a good job to try and hold as many of these positions as possible. Once you're in the lead, it's very difficult not to lose a good few positions around a track where that DRS is worth so much, but he's nearly a second adrift of Tom. You've got to wonder if they're pushing the tyres a little bit too much.
Absolutely. So down to 9 runners here in the social race. Cameron Dow's looking for a move on the inside of Ryan, and he gets it done. I don't think Ryan's picked yet, is he?
No.
Oh, nearly touched him as well. Ryan's actually went in the pit. Sorry, I think that was Gustav. Sorry, Gustav. In the 4th position. I do apologize. They are some of these cars really do look very similar. In all honesty.
Yes, absolutely. But as we were saying, Tom out in front in an Alpine Esports livery. Cameron Downs in what will be second place in an Alpine Esports livery. Then a car imitating a Kick Sauber maybe in third. And then in fourth. A real mismatch and a bit of a random livery in the form of Volokongan. If you do it in a livery contest, and you're basing it off this current field.
Why?
Yeah.
It looks like the old SimTech. Rest in peace, Roland Ratzenberger, by the way. It looks like reminds me of the old SimTech car. You know, the one with the, I think it was that. You know, the MTV sponsored car? That was pretty cool, as Rapasso's actually pit.
He has indeed. Didn't speed, much to the rejoice of, I'm sure, me and my co-commentator, Logan, because, I mean, we're up 22, and we got 9 drivers left. And
you alright?
It's a bit tragic, isn't it, realistically? But, nonetheless, Volokongan, he's trying to do Volokongan things. We've got a real good grid, and those who are left are really going to battle Hammer and Tong for what is left of this race, as Rayan is in 5th, Luca Rapasso 6th, Oscar in 7th, and look at Ryan, he's not too far off of it either, so he could be getting himself nicely into the mix too, if he's very careful. But on to lap 23 of 36. We've got 14 laps to go once they cross the line in a couple of moments' time, and when they do cross the line, Cameron Downs will undoubtedly be looking to try and challenge for this position. He does challenge for it into turn number 1. Alpine Esports both on these cars, but they're not teammates in the slightest. And wow, a tank slapper there for Cameron Downs as he'll head through and into the straight here as he heads down Reta Raposta, and now he gets his way into that P1 spot. Gustav Art tries to battle with Tom here. Gustav Art runs wide there, but comes back onto the circuit and has to slot in behind Tom. No room there. He can't get his way and park himself there as Tom parked himself very nicely on that apex. And now remains an Alpine Esports 1-2 based on their liveries at least. Cameron Downs leading the way though, as opposed to Tom, who now slots into that second place. Good job to keep it ahead of Gustav Art. Volokongan in 4th, doing a good job, I think, probably to just manage the tyres and the battery.
Oh, another one.
At the end.
Sorry, Tom has a massive slide out the last 2 corners. Trying to catch up with his pseudo teammate, because they've got the same livery, pseudo teammate Cameron Downs. I think they're going to swap again, are they? I think so. This might be moved. No, it's not. They're still right next to each other, but they really are playing in a dangerous territory, a dangerous game coming around the center S and out towards the backstretch into City del Lago. It doesn't look like it's going to be a challenge, though, with any of the drivers behind Cameron Dowd. Cameron Dowd, the Wonder Baron of Scotland, keeping I'm not meaning to be biased, but my country's hopes alive in this race, because of course I am Scottish myself. But I can tell you, in completely impartial, I'm just saying, Scotland's very underrepresented in the Formula, with the exception of probably Lucas Blakely and Wilson Hughes. I mean, in the PlayStation Vision myself. Look at this, Cameron Dowd struggling to keep it on track. This handling model is proving to be a real kick up the neck for some of these drivers. They cannot seem to keep this on the track without having a tank slap around the corner. It's just absolutely crazy to see, and this is causing the battles to tighten up once again. This should be a move for Cameron Dowd by Tom, but here's Gustav. He's fancying a bit of the action. Cameron Dowd says, "No way, Jose, you're not getting through." But Gustav resists, and now he's going to gun for Tom's lead now. Coming down towards the City Lago on the backstretch should be a breeze for the original pole sitter. I know he's got a 10-second penalty, but I'm not bothered about that. We see some great action from across. And Gustav takes the lead again, but Tom's not finished with him yet. Tom is thinking, you know what, I want that back. I'm going to go in the corner and try and take it off you. But he decides against it. He says, actually, you know what? I'll wait till later and you'll really pay the price.
Yes, absolutely. Keep an eye on behind, because look at Luca Rapassa, Rayan and Ryan, who are trying to arrive on the scene. Luca Rapassa, Rayan are in DRS range of the top four now. So now it's a 6-horse race. But look, as you see there on that camera angle, Ryan isn't far in behind, and Oscar's not that far off those two. The two ahead of him either. So we could have an 8-car battle for the win. We may have a lot of this filled out, but it could be good come the end as Tom gets here. Well, Gustav, loses places down to third. Tom and Cameron Dowd get themselves up into P1 and P2 as things stand. And Gustav, the rear end sliding for lots of this field as well. Luca Rapassa, he's trying to get himself up into a better position here. His tyres 4 laps old, and he's got a very green, a very mean, and a very lean car on the fuel, and he's got the tyre advantage. He's got the grip advantage round the outside for Rida. That is a ballsy overtake from him. What have I seen? That is crazy. And
sorry to cut over you, Byron, but I don't know how he did that. He collided with Volakongan coming into the corner, and somehow is facing the 12 o'clock position. That's ridiculous. And he has the tyre advantage. It's a 6-horse race, or should I say 6 horsepower race. Coming to the final 10 laps of this race. Here we go. The final frontier, and he's going to have a shot at Gustav. But now Cameron Dowd's getting back in the lead. Now Gustav's going to get a shot at Tom's second, but he won't get it. It's Alpine, Kick Sauber cosplay, Alpine cosplay, and, whatever that is. But now it's Gustav R and Tom going to the City or the Lago, but can't get it. It's stuck in the reverse, but now Luca Rapassa says, yoink! I'm going to take the third place instead. And there he goes, into the podium spot. Plus, I know I shouldn't count the penalties. He's got 6 seconds of penalties, but at this rate, he might still come out as the podium sitter. Because now he's right in front behind Tom. He's in a fantastic position. Okay, yes, the tyres will even out when we get further into the race, but surely this is Lucas to lose right now.
Yes, absolutely, but make this. It's not a 6 horsepower race, it's now a 7 horsepower race. Tom's had a massive moment there coming through Jun Chao, as I get my pronunciation all crossed up, as now they go side by side. He tries to show him the door. Luca Rapassa, though, will absolutely try and take it, and now 3 wide they go into turn number 1. Who takes it? Luca Rapassa down the inside. He tried it. Tom holds it though. Can Cameron Dowds take it around the outside here as they head out Curva del Sol? Will they head down as they head down Reta Raposta? Who comes out the worst here? Tom loses 2 places. Cameron Dowds gains 2. Luca Rapassa up 1. This action is really beginning to heat up now, as now Tom's going to try his chances down the inside. Surely he doesn't. But there, Luca Rapassa runs wide. He would have left him in the room anyway, but Gustav dives down the inside. And now 3 wide they go.
What are they doing?
What? You could not make that up. What have I just witnessed here? Tom doing a brilliant job here as they battle so hard here, side by side. Volokongan and Gustav are 3 wide as they go into Junkao, and Volokongan has to take to the escape road. Unfortunately, he's lost himself plenty of time, plenty of positions. He's down to 7. Gustav up to 4th though. This action is blockbuster.
It's blockbusters. Ball wholeness is not here though. And now Cameron Dowds loses the lead to Luca Rapassa as the chaos ensues back behind him. Luca Rapassa is in the lead. He's got the alternate strategy to a T. And Cameron Dowds is scratching his head. How the heck have I lost this lead? And Tom and Gustav are behind doing the same. Meanwhile, back behind, rules. What rules? They're gone. They've gone full Windows 95, man, and thrown the rule book out of the book and out of the window. So, I don't know who's going to win this race. It's still within 1 second of each other. It's still a 7-horse race, maybe 8 if Oscar catches up. And there's so many lock-ups happening everywhere. Luca could get out of DRS range here. He's got the grip. He's got the time.
He absolutely has, but he's not been able to do it on this particular occasion. I don't think she might have just been within a second there, but actually, no DRS for Cameron Dowds, but he's using a little bit of battery to try and keep within it now, as they all have low amounts of battery as we head towards what is the final 7 laps of this race, and Cameron Dowds already comfortably within a second again. And he's within 5 tenths.
Oh no, another
have
retirement.
A good chance, and Diego Silva into the pit lane. He retires. It's down to 8, but 7 of those in the battle for this race lead. And Oscar only 2.8 seconds off. Surely no more retirements from here, but anything is possible. And anything is possible in terms of this race winner as well, because, well, we've seen how much it's changed in this race. We've had about 7 different leaders, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I've lost count, and if they give a point for leading a lap, I think everyone will be getting points at this rate, because that's what we do in IndyCar, I believe. If you lead a lap at the timing beam, you get a point. You don't get it for multiple points. You just get 1 for leading a lap during the race, not for multiples, because you just game break. Max Verstappen would just get 200 points at Indy 500. You know what I mean? But yes, Luca's still in the lead, and he's got the advantage of the tyres. And approaching him is the Wonder Bear, Cameron Dowds, coming behind. But now it is a long way to go. 6 laps might not seem much, but on this track, it goes past really quickly, yeah, but it's going to feel like an eternity to these drivers. They want it over. Over now!
Yes, absolutely. They don't want time for things to change. For all they know, something happens in the next corner and they've lost their chances of a race win. But everyone realistically in this race currently got a good chance at the race win. And, well, who knows who will get it on the road and who will get it after the penalties. But as things stand, Cameron Dowds in an absolutely brilliant place. He's got a full battery, by the way. He has got so much pace he can unleash onto the track whenever he chooses. And, well, Luca Rapassa up ahead, probably having to use a little bit more battery to try and keep this race lead as things stand. But 7 tenths the gap as they head down the straight once more, even though it's not really a straight, but no problem here for Luca Rapassa, holding on once more to this race lead. And, well, they'll head through Curva del Sol onto the Reta Raposta once more. We've seen how carnage and chaos-inducing this has been at earlier points in the race, but no carnage or chaos to speak of on this particular occasion. But who knows how it will be in a lap's time. But one thing is for certain, Luca Rapassa, his tyres are definitely not in quite as good of a condition as they were, you know, a little while ago. He's
Oh
gone round!
no! Oh, and he's hit behind by Cameron Downs! What the hell is happening? Everyone's losing! Everyone's dying! It's the apocalypse!
Cameron Dowds has lost an end plate, by the way, but he's going side by side with Gustav. This man had such a good chance of winning the race. I said that it could change at any corner, and it has. The fortunes have definitely turned for Cameron Downs as Luca Rapassa went round. I believe that was, well, at turn number 10, and unfortunately, it has really hampered Cameron Dowds his chances of a really good result. But down the inside go both Alpines on a kick Sauber impersonator, but Cameron Dowds comes out the worst on that occasion. Tom doesn't get the overtake either. Luca Rapassa continues to lead, but Tom, surely he's going to fancy his chances down Retro once more. 3 wide, it's chaos, it's carnage, and Tom's out in this race. What is going on? Safety car deployed somehow.
This was gonna. I think that was payback for what Luca did to Cameron Downs, a pseudo teammate of Tom. He tried to get Luca Rapassa binned, and instead he's binned himself. And the safety car is out.
Safety
tonight,
car?
Matthew.
On lap 33.
It's still eligible. It only can't come in if it's in the last 3 laps of the race. They will come in. Oh, what are they doing? This would be a horrible. 7 cars left, by the way. Oscar is back in this. He might win. He might win.
Surely Oscar surely comes into the pit lane as well, because they're going to have 1 lap under safety car. He can pit for a set of softs if no one else does.
They're all in.
Surely.
They're all in, and I call. I mean, it's the World Series of Poker is on right now, so it makes sense to say that. But here we go. It's going to be the ending of the Indy 500 from 2022 and 2023. It's going to be
everyone into the pit lane. Who will get held up here? Surely someone has to double stack. Does anyone double stack? Doesn't look it. Someone's changed their wing. I believe that's Cameron Downs has double stacked under the safety car. So a few people will change places under this safety car due to pit lane, but Ryan comes out in the lead of this one ahead of Ryan. Luca Rapassa has dropped to 3rd. Gustav in 4th. Cameron Downs 5th. Oscar 6th. And Volakongan in 7th in this race. But soft tyres for everyone. We've got a real scrap on our hands here. We're going to have 2 laps once we get racing. And it is anyone's game. What?
I don't know.
What
yeah, they had to serve the penalties as well. They had to serve the penalties, so that they don't count anymore. It's all even Stevens now.
I don't know if they did serve their penalties. Gustav, yes, they did.
Wow. They had to.
Yeah.
It's a 10-second penalty. It's a penalty for speeding. You can serve it in the pits. It's only the corner cutting penalties you can't. For reference, we're not going to count the corner cutting penalties. We're just going to assume they finished in that position on track because it's a social race. Who cares?
Yes, but safety car, understandably, in this lap.
No.
Ryan will lead the field away. We've got 7 drivers in this grid, but 7 drivers are going to scrap for this race win. Penalties removed, front wings repaired. It is time to get racing once again here in Sao Paulo, and Ryan will run it up as long as he dares. When will he go? That is anyone's guess. But
will he ever go?
Will he ever go? He's gone. He's darted it. He's gone down the straight once more, and now we're getting this final 2 laps of action underway. Lap 35 of 36. Ryan has read him like a book, and the action already beginning here as now we will move. We'll only have DRS on the final lap of this race, but Ryan leads the way as we go down Retro for the 35th time, the penultimate time on this race through Destino del Lago. No moves to speak of as yet, but they're saving the battery, they're saving the tyres and that rear wing for the final lap of this race, when really all hell will break loose. Who's going to win this one? It could be any one of these 7 drivers, and what a race we now have on our hands. Ryan will take us around and will probably be leading when the beginning of lap 36 starts. But will he be leading come the end of it? It is anyone's game here, Logan.
It is anyone's, and there's not going to be any moves. Volkongen's teasing one on Oscar, who was well out of it for the majority of this race, and now he's in the mix for the final lap. Here we come. Ryan ahead of Ryan. Oh, good luck me trying to get this correct. Rapasso for Cameron Dowd in the mid-pack. Gustav and Oscar and Volkongen at the back, and there's a move, and he's inside. Look at Rapasso getting to get that lead back, but he loses the ground and can't get through. Now Cameron Dowd's going to be pouncing on him. Remember, DRS is enabled, so it's going to be open now. Here we go. It's going to be Luca Passa going for a move on the inside, and he's going to try and get it defended by Ryan. Ryan goes off the track. Ryan defends position, but I don't think he'll be defending it for that long. He's still there, and now he's side by side with him, and possibly Cameron Dowd coming through the corners. Now it's still Luca Passa in second. Cameron Dowd says, "Screw it, I'm going to go for the move now." He goes on the outside. This is for what you did to me earlier, and he's still trying to. No, he still can't. Hold on, he still can win this race.
Wow.
Oh, he messed it up. Too few corners to go. I think Ryan might have just done it here, but it's going to be enough. Cameron Dowd is going for the corner, and he's still side by side. Oh no, Ryan's gone.
And another retirement to finish off this race.
But Ryan is going to hold on and win. Who's going to get the other positions? It's too close to call. It's, well, we don't even know.
It's carnage.
Ryan's won, I know that.
Simple answer. It was carnage. Ryan, though, takes the race win. 6 drivers, I think, finished the race. We had a grid of 19.
And 6 finished.
Only 6 finished. I cannot fathom the words to explain how that has happened, but it was NLR Ryan who, in the most unlikely of circumstances, takes the race win here for the social race in Brazil on F1 24. And, well, if that is anything to go by on how the racing is going to be when the season starts, I am all for it. Maybe not that many DNFs, please. Maybe not that many DNFs.
Yeah, I have to side with you on that one. It was like an episode of Robot Wars or BattleBots. Yes. But you know, when they have this big rumble off screen, they have this big rumble of big robots and they fight each other to the death until one's left. Well, it was like that.
I don't think it's going to take us long to get through the race classification here. It was NLR Ryan who took the race win. Cameron Dowd in second, Gustav in third. Rounding out your podium, Volkongen in fourth, Oscar fifth, and Luca Rapassa in sixth place. Ryan and Tom were classified due to finishing enough of the race, but did not finish on the road.
Who got second, I think? Luca got second because he had a 6-second penalty. The rest is so
yeah.
I don't care what they say. Luca getting second in my book.
That was carnage.
I think we've said that about 50 times.
I've seen a lot of racing. I've watched a lot of racing. But I think that is the most chaotic and carnage and possibly life-ending racing I've ever seen. I mean, I am very surprised that I just didn't, die halfway through that because, I mean, where do you start? Can we have close racing like that just without the DNFs? I think that is
stand with your stance.
That is the ideal scenario because that action, that racing between that top 7, brilliant stuff. It was so great to see this field really battle it out and show what they can do. And I think that's really what we'll be looking for going into the new season. Who has that talent, who has got that pace. And well, that top 7 really showed their hand very, very nicely here around Sao Paulo. But what a lineup we did have. My lights just turned itself off because why not? It felt like it.
Does this get worse? You got a power cut?
Yeah, no, not even that. My light just decided to turn itself off, but it's fine. Get a flashlight on. It's fine.
No.
But nonetheless, I don't think it gets more chaotic than that. But thank you very much to everyone who joined us for this race, joined us for the action that unfolded around Sao Paulo. But thank you very much to everyone for joining us. We'll be back probably next week for another social race. I don't know what track it is, so I can't tell you, unfortunately. But Thank
It's
you.
Hockenheim on the F1 2010 game.
Absolutely, Hockenheim 2010. How did you get it? Might as well have been, based on the handling model and the chaos we saw. But thank you very much for everyone who watched. Make sure to follow us all on social media at PSGL, at Premier Sim GL on all of those platforms: YouTube, Instagram, Discord, Twitter /X, TikTok, and of course Twitch. But thank you very much for watching, and until next time when we have yet some more social races, you got PC on very shortly too. Thank you and bye bye.